Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's just going to be me this evening. Bobby's away in Vegas. And I'm going to try to make heads or tails of all this. I just saw news that, what's his name? That LeBron was out, but I didn't think that he was playing tonight. Is that like tomorrow or something? I'm not even sure. Or maybe it was an earlier game or something like that, or a late slate. Nonetheless, I don't have that on any of my main sheets, but what I am seeing is Trey Mann is out. Is that something that I need to deal with? Or is that, let's see, who Trey Mann on Charlotte? All right, so what does that mean to the average man, as we would say? I don't know if it needs that much, but I guess what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through some process here and just exactly what I'm doing, and we'll see. Okay, so Bomba's starting. So you think I have to update projections? Yeah, probably. But let's not do that right now. Let's do something a little more useful. Let's pull up the is this DraftKings? It looks like this is DraftKings. So, let's upload the sheets that I had, and then see what it looks like. Okay, so Trey Mann is out. Jalen Suggs is out. So what I'm going to see now, this is actually kind of interesting. So I'm going to upload the projections that I had before this Charlotte news, so I can see what the difference is. Okay, so like right now, I'm looking here. So Nick Smith Jr. is getting a little bit of a bump. Who was ruled out? Trey Mann. I had him for 0 anyway, so that doesn't make a difference. So all these guys, the only guy I didn't have a projection on was Nick Smith Jr. Is he worth dealing with a 12-point projection at 3K? So you're right. Look, so Bryce McGowan's he's getting a 6-point bump. Mimich is getting like a 3-point bump. We'll give him the bump that he deserves, I guess. And then we'll just kind of leave the rest of Charlotte the way it is. Now, you mentioned also that Philadelphia is something. We have Bamba starting. So let's fix that. Let's see if that changes anything. So right now, yeah, so I had him with an 8-point projection, and now he gets bumped up to 17. So we're going to change that. And who would get downgraded here? Doesn't look like anybody's getting downgraded. We'll reduce Paul Reed to what SaberSim has him. Now, when I get off this, I'm probably going to redo the projections after this. But there was also Jalen Suggs was out, right? I just heard that. So what does that mean? Does that mean anything? Well, I had him at 0 anyway. But who gets bumps here? I don't get. I mean, Cole Anthony gets a couple of points. And that's pretty much it, right? Okay. All right. So that's what DraftKings would look like. Is there anybody else that's like particularly relevant right now? Probably not. So let's do something worthwhile. Let's build some lineups and see what we would get. Now, again, I have 2 completely different types of lineups I'm building tonight. I'm playing the 150, like that micro max, and then I'm going to play the big buy-in. So we're going to start by building 5,000 lineups with the 20 max settings using SaberSim. 150. We're going to list 150, and we're going to see what we get here. Golf, I was at the top of the golf leaderboard for like an hour or two today. That was fun. Before Golf happened. So what do we think? You think we'd be getting we're going to be getting these Charlotte guys for real? I mean, I suppose, right? This is you're playing Washington. That usually implies a look at some of these totals. This is so funny. So Minnesota, Cleveland's probably really low. Orlando, New York, probably really, really low. Miami, OKC could be low. Atlanta, Memphis can't be low, right? So this Charlotte Washington game, I mean, this seems like an awfully low total for this type of game. Nat made the cut. I'll tell you who did not make the cut. Tommy Fleetwood. Tommy Fleetwood did not make the cut. Okay, so when I run these just like this, you're getting as my Vandy Griff so eloquently projected. No, Adam Scott did not make the cut either. Misic and McGowan's are getting like 1,000,000% owned. And I really don't have a problem with it. You know what I mean? Like, as I just mentioned, like the ownership is really not the ownership. The spot is really good. Here's the other thing I have to do. I have to change the ownership here. Yeah. So here, yeah, this is much. We gotta then. Yeah, we gotta make Misic correct ownership. We gotta change all these ownerships before we go ahead and do a contest sims or anything like that. Okay. All right. So that's 150. So we built 5,000 lineups. Let's run the contest sims, and we're going to use what I've been doing. I've been using this build 3 actually, because it's the most recent one, as kind of the pool to compare things to. And that's been my recent project. Okay, a golf thing. Yeah, that's dude. I go into the TrueDFS thing. There's a tool that says Geo Mean Calculator. That's what you do. I did a whole video on what Geo Mean is. Yeah, and I actually show you here, but it's not going to be relevant. But I'm going to show you. Like, for example, so I did my contest sims. Let's say I was going to do that for this particular type of contest. So let's say I wanted to make sure I was going to get no dupes, right? So I'm going to look and I would see there's 89,179 people in this tournament. So you go to the Geo Mean Calculator, which is on the site, but just to show you. So you put it in here, like first of all, how many players are in each lineup? So there's 8. And then number of entries. And what did I say? There was 89,000 entries in this. So let's put 89,000. And let's say we want, max 1 dupe or whatever. So you want this Geo Mean of 24.0. You carry the decimal over. And then what you would do, if you use SaberSim, is go in here, add filter, and there'd be Geo Mean less than 24. And then what it would do is it would filter out all those lineups that were too popular. For example, you don't see it matter too much in the NBA, but in some of the sports you do. But check out that video if there's any questions. Just let me know. Okay, so running the contest sims, and when we're going to sort by the micro max, we'd be getting, let's see. Let's unfilter just Charlotte so we see what we really have here. We'd be getting 67% Misic and then 46% Sadiq Bey, Jordan Poole, whatever. But I'm not really too worried about this. You know what I mean? I don't like to worry about who I got. I just worry about how I got there, if that makes any sense. So I'm doing this all in the right way. Okay. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to decide how many min uniques I want. And that really is just, to me, a function of how confident you are in your projections and on the slate. If you're really confident, you keep your min uniques 1 and then you stay concentrated. But if you want to go, if you're unconfident, you go as many min uniques as you can before they start to yell at you. Like here, they're only letting you have 122 lineups of your 5,000, so you can't do that. So you can do with min uniques 4. So what Jordan from SaberSim recommends is then you go 2 less than that. So you go min uniques 2. Okay. So you end up with this type of build, and in the micromax, and it's a lot of missage, but again, and I find it so hard to explain this, but you just can't worry about that. You really just can't worry about who you have if you play this way. You know, if you rely on these tools, which I do. I mean, all the work was done pre-build. You know what I mean? Like if there was any tweaks to make, they were made in the projections. Once you have the projections up here, I think this is, for me, the best way to build these 150. So this is what I would end up getting. But again, it's so important to realize that I don't really care who these players are right now. I just want to make sure the process I went through, it was sound, and it was. So I will go ahead and I'll just enter those into the micromax, which is right here. And I honestly will do the same thing with the 6th man. Totally different, you know. We're going to 6th man. We're basically put the top line up in the 6th man. And then we're just going to save them, literally just like this. And again, the other key is to continue to do this throughout the course of the night and do late swapping at every possible opportunity. So what that means on a slate like this, by the way, if there's any news comes out, let me know. I mean, here we have 7 o'clock, 7:30. So if you want to really do this right, at 7:20, you'll late swap everything. And then at 7:50, you'll late swap everything. And that's pretty much all you have to do tonight. 8 o'clock is the last start time, which is obviously very, very helpful. All right, let's look at FanDuel. And we'll do the same thing. And then I have to do all this again because I do want to update the projections. But I'm just kind of like fudging it right now. So you go, we're going to do the same thing we did before. We're going to upload my projections as of this particular time. But then I have to go back into the Charlottes again and just and change all the Charlottes to what they have there and change the ownerships to what they have for Charlotte. And then also, I don't know if we're getting any Nick Smith. And then there was also Batum, right? Or all these Philly guys. So we'd have to go back into Philly and change the Philly guys. So I'm just basically refreshing and using the SaberSim ownership. So this is not perfect because I haven't used the I haven't updated the sheets yet, right? Where's Bamba? Bamba's over here. This is fine. And then the other one was Orlando, right? So let's go back into Orlando. We have to. It's mostly Cole Anthony. And the only thing I'm playing on FanDuel is the lottery. So I'll just show you how we're doing that. Wait, who's this? Ooh, we got a Wendell Carter. Why did I have 0 Wendell Carter? Oh, I know why I had 0 Wendell Carter. That's an issue. I'll fix that. Fix that. This is all good. And we'll do the same thing. We're going to play 50 lineups in the lottery. I don't think we're going to play anything else. So we'll build 5,000 lineups. see what we get here. And I'm not worried too much about what we get, right? Because again, what are we doing? We're just building 5,000 with the projections that we trust, the ownership projections that we trust. And this is really just for entertainment purposes only, right? Just to show you what we have, but just so you know what we would have. Looks like, all the DeJounte Murray. Okay. And a lot of these Charlotte guys. So once again, we would look at the contest sims that we set before, and we would change it to the new build 2, save settings, and then we'd run the contest sims. And the other thing you'll notice is that I didn't double check to make sure I had didn't have 5 of one team or 5 of one player or 5 of one whatever. I'll probably do that. But I don't mind having 3 Sixers, for example. I mean, I don't think that's a big deal. So NBA shot, we sort by risk adjusted ROI. And then we'll do the same thing. We'll go min uniques. Let's see when they yell at me. They probably don't yell at you for a while on FanDuel. I'm just saying. Not until I get to 6. So then I go back to 5. That's the first set where you could play a full amount of lineups, and then we subtract 2 from that. And again, this is just guesswork. I haven't done any back testing or anything like that, but I'm just trusting the best practices of what the Sabres guys have told me. So that's, I think, it makes some sense too. But this is not based on anything that I've confirmed. That's just what I'm doing. So with that said, that's pretty much all I had, except, I do have to update the projections, which I'll do for a little while. So you guys you could just bang out some questions. I'd probably have another 10 minutes, then Mrs. Sheets and I are getting some dinner. The other thing that you guys should know is that the whatchamacallit, the hockey tonight doesn't start until 9. So if you wanted to play that, there'll be projections up, but just keep that in mind. And also the MMA lineup construction video will be up at some point. Did the betting breakdown. That's the betting. The contrarian betting breakdown is basically a shit show this week. Honestly. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The hockey's been good. You have as well. Yeah, hockey's. When I say the hockey's been good, listen. Hockey's got all kinds of variants. It's the best I could. It's the best I could say. The one thing that I keep wondering if I'm doing right when it comes to the hockey is when I run my builds, I find myself getting to a lot of these non-traditional type stacks, and I end up Xing out sometimes a full 15% of my lineups because I don't want to get these 2-2-2-2s and 3-2s and stuff like that. I really limit myself to the 4-3s, the 5-2s, even some 6s or anything like that. So So I'm unclear, you know, if I'm doing the right thing by limiting myself to those stacks. But from what I'm hearing from people who are smarter than I am with hockey, that I'm even playing too many. In other words, like when I play these 5-2s and 6-0s, some people are yelling at me. Some people are saying I shouldn't even do that. They should say that I should stick to the 4-3s or whatever. But I don't know. I mean, of my big takedowns, I think almost all of them have been not 4-3s. That doesn't mean that, you know, that 4-3s are worse, but I'm just saying that based on my experience, that's what I've noticed. The other question that I had in here about limiting your exposures to Charlotte, Washington. I am not doing any of that at all. I'm not doing any limited. Yeah, that is definitely true, by the way, about the size of the slate. Let's see something. And I agree with you. I think Atlanta Memphis might be a good game stack as well. But I should just say, I mean, just be careful. I mean, about stacks in general, and to get too I don't know, dogmatic. I guess I don't know. You don't need necessarily to like find stacks. I mean, if you get to them, great. And I think that if you're between a couple of plays and one of them gets, you know, is stack worthy, so to speak, then I think that you should break ties with it. But I don't think that it's correct to like start with the idea that you want to stack. That's just my opinion. Right, I got like 8 more minutes. I'm just updating the projections here, and I'll let you know if there's any big change. It concerns me that I was getting all the Charlottes and Phillies when I just defaulted to the SaberSim ones. So I am going to do a full set here to see what we get. Let me just see something. Yeah, it still misses. Oh, so the Bruno Fernando. Okay, I didn't even realize. All right, so that's interesting. I didn't even realize that I had that Bruno Fernando was such a great play. I guess I just redid the projections and that happened. Okay, so you want to have some fun? I got 7 minutes. I can do this thing all over again. It shouldn't be a problem. Want some fun? You want to do a speed run? We'll do a speed test. Let's see. Let me just see something real quick. Let me just make sure. Yeah, there's Fernando. Okay, so first we're going to just upload the projections. So everybody has the projections on TrueDFS. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do the exact same thing I just did, and we're going to do it again. And it shouldn't take too long without doing anything completely crazy. All right, so this is DraftKings first, right? Okay, so this is DraftKings, so let's just go. Now, again, you guys, this should actually go straight to SaberSim from the whatever. All these guys are out. Jaron Jackson Jr. All these, and Oubre is out, or they have zero projection. They have zero projection. Okay, so what's going on here? Hold on. Hang on. Hang on. What is going on here with these situations? Let me just see something real quick. Oh, these guys are all. Oh, look what they did to me. This is crazy. Okay, so hang on. Something happened with my projections where it wasn't letting me get these juniors. That's pretty funny. And Greg Jackson, look at what is going on here. This is crazy. On a Friday evening, this is happening to me. Okay, we'll see. We'll see what happens here. Really funny. Why is this going on here? G. Jackson, Gregory Jackson. All these juniors. Yeah, this sucks, guys. I really apologize. These projections are going to be bad. I don't know what else to say. They just literally changed something in the system where like all the juniors got like eliminated. This sucks. See this? Look at this. All these juniors. So unfortunately, we're gonna have to. Jesus Christ, we're gonna have to rely on the Saber Sim projections tonight if we even play at all. That stinks. We'll have this fixed. We'll have this fixed at some point. But sorry about that. But you can see what I'm doing still if you want. So we're going to do the same process, but we're just going to use the Saber Sim projections, which really, this is really annoying. See, these guys have Jaren Jackson Jr., but another site three other sites that I track are now listing him as Jaren Jackson, just basically messing with me. So it's causing a big brouhaha. We'll fix that, but I can't do it now. It requires a little bit of work. Crap. Maybe we get lucky. But just to show you what we're doing, again, these are at least the newest projections. That's something. And then again, we'll use the contest sim settings. Build 5, sorry. Contest sim settings, build 5. Run contest sims. How important is to change running sims with your own build? Yeah, I like to use my own. I've just been, but Greg Jackson is doubtful now. Well, Greg Jackson is doubtful. Then what are we using him for? Get rid of him. It's like ridiculous. Okay, so let's run this contest sims. The system defaults to Saber Sims MME, but I like to use the drop down and use my own builds. Usually, today is like it's become a shit show. I don't know what just happened. It's so weird. Okay. ran the sims. We're going to go into micro max, same as before. And then we're going to go min uniques 4. Let's go to min uniques 5. Let's see if that works. Nope. So then we go back to min uniques 4, then min uniques 2. Again, we cut 2 off. And we will save those thusly. Go back into the 6th man. We'll do this. Save the NBA, DraftKings. Yeah, this is kind of a failure tonight, but almost done. And the same thing, we'll go to 50. Not quite yet. NBA, hold on. Love to try to fix this. Don't know if I have time though. Because we run these sims here. And then we'll go shot. And again, we'll go back to min uniques 2 because we already tested that. We'll do this. What I'm going to do, I'm going to try my best. I'm going to go offline here for a few minutes. If I can fix the projections, I will. Otherwise, you're just going to have to, I guess, wing it is the best thing I can tell you. But I'm going to try my best. All right, I'll be around a little bit this weekend here and there. Sorry, this turned into kind of a mess, but